Miss Karina's a big dreamer, a metaphysician on a mission of inspiration and transformation, which led her to this manifestation. Miss Aruba Island Queen, Meta Lifestyle Magazine.
Welcome to the Meta Lifestyle Magazine show, the source for enhancing, impacting, and transforming lifestyles. In each episode, we feature authorities and their expertise to help you along on your journey towards spiritual growth, personal awareness, and business and financial success. I'm your host, Karina Felix. Join us as we share our journeys and inspire you to create your lifestyle by design.
Hello, and welcome to this fabulous Tuesday afternoon in Boca Raton in Florida, where we are just enjoying a lot of great sun, but we haven't had much rain in a while, and we're in need of that.
We certainly are, Karina, and I've spent the last few days trying to visualize that rain, because we're metaphysicians, aren't we? So we know that to bring something into manifestation, we first have to think it, we have to visualize it. So that's what I've been doing, for every spare minute that I've had. And I'd like to invite everyone in the studio today and everyone out there in our audience, try and do the same, because we need to be spared a prolonged drought. We really need the rain. We really need the water. So just visualize jumping in mud, visualize the leaves dripping with
Do the
water.
Indian dance.
Do whatever you have to do, but just visualize that rain and let us bring it into manifestation.
Excellent. So Nandini, how was your weekend?
That's what I was doing.
Or you were busy visualizing? She was doing the rain
Visualizing
dance.
rain, yes.
Well, I had a pretty interesting weekend. I went to the boat show in West Palm Beach, which was pretty interesting. It was a lot of fun and just walking and music and socializing, of course. And then yesterday, I skipped a day, sorry, Sunday, I went up to Port St. Lucie. I went to visit my girlfriend, Kate, and we've been friends since college. And they had like this fabulous band playing. I think it's called Seawind Band, and it's a duo, and they play all the fun oldies right up my alley, with all the Earth, Wind and Fire and Santana, and then he played jazz. So we had the sax, and just some of the oldies, the Temptations and all of that fun stuff. Oh, I danced. I had so much fun.
Well, we know that's what you do, Karina. You dance.
That's what I do. Put music on. I had everyone get up and dance. I'm like, sorry, music is too good to sit down. You have to get up. You have to dance. So we had a fun time just dancing and having a very, very good time. So while I was doing my share of dancing for the rain,
Yeah, no, yes,
you were doing the prayer. I was doing the actual dancing.
Right. Excellent. So we must have rain soon then.
We should have rain soon. So today is our last Tuesday of the month, which I dedicate to the young millenniums that's coming up, and they are fabulous. They're creative. They think outside the box, and they have so much opportunities. And of course, lots of stuff that we can't even think of. In one of our last shows, we talk about back before there was something called the internet. And how we did business back then, and how we had to create ads from scratch and actually drive to the
studio.
To the not to the studio. We had to drive to the newspaper, and to deliver and get it done. And now everything is just click and send, and it's such a different world for us. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start out with a veteran in our show, Mr. Hassan, who was with us once already. Hassan Thomas has come and joined us once more. Say hi, Hassan.
Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing?
Excellent.
Yeah, so my name is Hassan Thomas. I've been on the show before, and I'm super happy to be back. Just giving everybody a recap of me. Like I said, my name is Hassan Thomas, and I started a financial literacy company called FYI Fly. And what that stands for is for your information, financial literacy and investing. And we help high school and college students make and manage money through my podcast, my upcoming book, and other social media outlets.
Excellent. And how's that going?
Everything's going great. I actually got this nice money suit on, money green
There you
suit.
go.
I was just
Green
about to
all the
ask
way.
you about your green suit,
Yes,
Hassan.
yes. So I actually just got done giving a keynote workshop at Florida Memorial University in Miami.
Nice.
So that was really great. We talked about emergency funds. We talked about using a credit card, but then paying it off with a debit card to make sure you get those credit card reward points. And
Correct.
talked about a lot of things, making money, managing money. It's just so important nowadays for everyone.
Exactly. Well, I was just speaking earlier with some of our other guests, and we were talking about money because their mentality of money is very different to ours. We grew up with the, money don't grow in trees, and who am I, Rockefeller, and this whole money is evil, and this generation is more like, how can I make more money?
Exactly.
They're like, just bring it to me, please let it flow.
Yeah.
And it's so different, but it's so great because they don't have that block.
They don't have the
even
scarcity
many
mindset.
adults are still stuck in this paradigm of, oh my goodness, be careful and don't spend and don't go and don't enjoy life. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the use of living?
And I think it comes
We
from
can't
those
enjoy it.
mistakes that our parents have made in the past from not being educated.
Correct.
Because you really can't blame somebody for not knowing something that they were never taught. So that's why I'm here to publicize and promote financial
Correct.
education, so we can see more people doing the positive and the right thing compared to the negative and the wrong thing, and having to learn from those mistakes.
And there's a lot of residual from the Great Depression that's still trickling out now. It's finally, I think our generation, it's kind of trickling out now, and
That's
so
the
I
point
get
I
it.
was going to make, that the challenges that our parents and grandparents faced, their mindset was as a result of their experiences.
Yeah.
We
So they-
have
yeah.
to hoard because
they
we know
hoard.
what not having is. The kids now, fortunately, they're born at a time when their parents are better off than their parents. So that scarcity mindset is quickly being eroded, and they are living from a point of abundance, which is so very good.
Well,
And it's kind of difficult with the with the recession up and coming. That's actually what my second book is going to be about. It's called From College to COVID to Recession, a guide to making and managing money during the economic downfall. And I kind of give, because especially a lot of, this is the millennial day for us, on the Karina Felix show. And, it's just so important that we're not just telling them, hey, this is what a recession is. We want to know how it will actually affect our pockets. And that's what I'm really focused on in the book, how it will affect your pockets, some tips and tricks to make money online, passive income, getting money in our sleep, which we all want to be doing. So it's just a lot of different ways that, we can elevate together through money.
Yeah, but I think my mom's favorite thing was to save it for a rainy day. And I'm like, oh my goodness, there's a storm, there's a hurricane. What else are we waiting for? So they pocket the money, they wait, and now it's like, now what you're gonna do with the money? Pass it on to me. I mean, I'm happy, I'll take the money, but my goodness, enjoy it, right? That's what you worked for it. So thank you so much, Hassan. That was great insight.
Thank you.
And we are going to take a little commercial, and I'm going to bring back our new guests. We got new guests that I'm meeting for the first time, so I'm really excited to meet them and hear what they're going to share with us today. So be right back. Hi, I'm Karina Felix, publisher and editor of Meta Lifestyle magazine, the source for enhancing and transforming lifestyles. And today I have a special offer just for you. Go to my website, metalifestylemagazine.com/subscription, and get your free edition today. Are you a small business owner ready for exponential growth? I am Karina Felix, and I invite you to join the Meta Lifestyle Society for exclusive access to a multimedia, marketing, and PR platform that gets you the results you are seeking. Collaborate with other business owners, share expertise, and cross-promote with others to reach a larger audience nationally and internationally. Join the Meta Lifestyle Society and become a member. You are watching the Meta Lifestyle magazine show, the source for enhancing, impacting,
and transforming lifestyles with your host, Karina Felix. Log in to metalifestylemagazine.com and get access to articles, stories, and upcoming events to guide you on your journey.
And welcome back. And as I promised you, I have two budding young entrepreneurs, and we have Brina Almazan and Nick Canavan, but we are going to go over to Brina right now. Brina, thank you so much for coming to the show today. It's been such a pleasure to have you, and I'm looking forward to hear what you do, and camera's on you.
All right. Hi, my name is Reina Almazan. I'm an upcoming makeup artist. I love to do makeup, like bridal, special events. Also do like face painting, like for birthday parties. I love to do like Halloween makeup. I'm in school right now. I do graduate in 3 weeks, so that is very exciting. I also just had a job interview at Sephora at the Boca Town Center, so that's exciting. I'm exciting to hear back from them.
Go through the pack. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay.
And introduce yourself, Nick.
Hello. My name's Nick Canavan. I'm a realtor down here in South Florida. And then we also do a podcast. Did a little bit of political organizing in the beginning of the year, and that's pretty much where I'm at.
It was very slow. I didn't hear it. Did you hear what you said?
No.
Oh, okay. Not sure what this. So my name's Nick. I'm a realtor down here in South Florida, and we do a podcast, and I also did some political organizing in the beginning of the year.
And how long have you been a real estate agent?
I've been doing residential real estate now for like 2.5 years, but I've had my license for about 8.
So why did you choose real estate?
I went to college for like 4 years. I didn't really get what I wanted out of it, so I ended up getting a real estate license. It took like a month down here, so it was just like the easiest thing to try out.
Okay.
But then the looming recession, as Hassan was talking about, I mean, that must be, foremost on your mind, and, how are you going to deal with that? What is your realtor's view on a possible recession?
I mean, it's definitely, there's a lot of possibilities happening right now. One thing in particular that's happening with the interest rates going up to curb inflation. That's really not like the only thing we could do to bring down inflation. For instance, if Congress were to act, put a wage price freeze or put a windfall profit tax in like we've done in the past. There's other ways to curb inflation, especially considering that corporate profits are about 54% of inflation right now. In terms of wage growth, it's like 8%. So it's not really to blame like the worker or to want to crush the labor market through increasing interest rates. Is genuinely speaking, it's a dumb tactic. But the only reason we're doing it is because Congress, the corporate interests that they are beholden to, they're lobbying and putting hundreds of millions of dollars in the political system to ensure that doesn't happen.
Right.
They'd rather crush the labor market.
Wow.
Absolutely, and this is where we need the voices of the young people like you to change this paradigm. You need to speak up about it and say we're not happy with this system. We want it changed.
When it comes to our generation, our generation's the first generation, and American history, after the Great Depression especially, that our generation's the first generation to not be as well off as the prior generations. If you look at every aspect of our society, there's essentially it's like a race to the bottom. And that's the reality. You know, if you look at our generation, we're living at home till we're 30. If you look at like our generation, like if you look at your generation, you were moved out, had kids in a house that you bought by the time you were, what, 27?
Yeah.
Our generation's behind due to the economic impact that,
Wow.
you know, we've seen, what, 2 recessions, 3 recessions, you know, a massive war that, you know, went 20 years and we spent 20 or what, like a few $1 trillion on it. Meanwhile, we can't even like give our citizens health care.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's just, it's obvious.
Yeah, it's a very twisted system, and it needs to change. And I think it will only come, that change will only come if more and more people become involved in speaking to politicians. This is what we will not tolerate anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, that there's tons of anti-labor laws across the country. You know, your generation was able to unionize, get a pension. The reason you were able to do that is through 80 years of labor strikes. You know, people
Sure.
dying, fighting for the rights, showing that economic rights are human rights. And we've lost sight of that.
Right.
And you're right. You know, I
that's
did
very
read
true.
that they said that this generation is never going to be able to afford to have their own home. And, you know, and it's kind of sad because you guys have more potential than we ever have. But you're right, with all of this other stuff not really not supporting you guys, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. And then when you look at the other statistics around our society, in the last, 50, 60 years, you've had $50 trillion transfer from the bottom 99% of Americans to the top 0.1%. 3 billionaires are worth more than the bottom 50% of the entire nation, 160-something million people.
And it doesn't
That's
help
it.
that a U.S. dollar is losing its value by the second. They keep printing, and, you know, even $1 million, it's not much money anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's definitely part of it. You know, but when you look at where that money goes when they print it, you know, over COVID, it went to corporate subsidies, keeping them afloat. And then meanwhile, they gave 300 million people $1,200 and said you could do it.
You're right.
You know, that's psychotic
Yes.
and immoral. And that's just where we're at. And that, again, goes back to corporate influence
Right.
in our politics. Corruption is fully
Correct.
legalized, and
Yeah.
that's what happens.
It's going to be a while for us to get out of that. It's going to happen, just not right now.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Of course,
and
thank you.
I kind of want to jump back to Brina because we kind of got a little distracted with stuff happening in the studio. So sorry about that if that got picked up on the camera as well. But Brina, are you doing online stuff or are you in the actual storefront?
I go to Academy of Glam for right now. It's in Cooper City. So we do like photo shoots and we do hands-on stuff in school. I actually have a photo shoot tomorrow coming up, so that's exciting. I do graduate in 3 weeks, so I am very excited about that. I actually just left an interview at Sephora at the Boca Town Center, so I'm very
Nice.
excited to hear back from them. Yeah, I'm just always looking for people to practice on if anyone ever wants their makeup done.
I know, we were hoping for a demonstration today, but I guess we have no volunteers today. So where are you graduating from?
It's called Academy of Glam in
Academy of
Davie, Cooper City.
Oh, Davie, okay, yes. So tell us why you choose makeup.
I love makeup because, like, just seeing the beauty, making people feel beautiful, just taking pictures, seeing it. I don't know. I feel like an artist when I'm doing
Right?
it.
It's like the before and after,
yeah,
and
it's
see
just
how
so-
it brings out people's
yeah.
confidence. Yeah, makeup does amazing stuff. What would we do without our makeups? I don't know. Definitely. I'm so glad. I hope you get that job.
Me too. Thank
It's
you.
going to be a fun job. Oh, wow. So I mean, we got a little deep here in the politics, which was kind of, I was not expecting us to go in that direction.
But I think it's really, really encouraging that, you know, the young people that we have
Are
in the
aware.
studio are aware. They
Are
are
aware.
aware of what has gone wrong in previous generations, and you know, if they come together as a collective and say, we're not going to tolerate this anymore, remember the power that we have in our hands, we are the voters now, hopefully things will change.
So, you know,
quicker.
Nick said something that's pretty interesting. He goes, we come from a time when they had unions and you had strikes, and that gave people power. But now that we're kind of all solopreneurs, we're entrepreneurs, we're small business owners, how do we get our voices out there now?
Well,
Besides, you know, the only way to do is from, I always say, from the ground up, meaning we have to go to our local government officials, not a White House. Forget that. That's far. It's the people who depend on our voting right here, right now. This is where we have to start at the grassroots. And what I realize, most people don't even vote. So these people stay in year after year because no one is paying
Nobody's
attention to them.
changing,
Everyone is
yes.
paying attention to the big election every 4 years. Meanwhile, our influence is at the grassroots, is at the bottom. And I think that's where we have to rally people to show up
Absolutely.
and go and demand that the person representing us locally take it to the top and make stuff happen to support small entrepreneurs. This is kind of why we are starting the Meta Lifestyle Society. It's all about getting small entrepreneurs to work together and build as a team, as a group, because solo, I'm sorry, we can't do anything solo. And living in this competition world, that's stuff from the past. We've bypassed that paradigm a long time. We're in the space now of cooperation, collaboration. So we're going to be going to commercials in a moment, and I want to introduce two more people, and one of them was someone we had here earlier, and I'll recap on that as soon as we come back from commercials. So take 2 minutes, we'll be right back.
We are plant blind, oblivious to the plant world that provides the very oxygen we breathe. Our destruction of the natural world is a direct consequence of our plant blindness. If you are part of the shift of living in harmony with the natural world, the music of the plants device is a necessary tool for your business. Learn more at nandimotp.org.
The Phoenix Studio, an educational platform for small business owners sharing their intellectual property. We educate the physical, spiritual, and mental faculties of our students. We offer everything you require in order to succeed in business and in life. Our teachers are experts in their field, equipped to offer lifestyle skills, confidence, and clear directions for you to live your best life. Join the Phoenix Studio at studio.metalifestylemagazine.com. You are watching the Meta Lifestyle Magazine show, the source for enhancing, impacting, and transforming lifestyles, with your host, Karina Felix. Send us your listings of upcoming events, summits, and performances, and we'll share it with our audience and community members right here in the show and in the magazine.
Welcome back, and we're going to switch right over now. If you missed our last Young Entrepreneurs show last month, it was the most fun we had. We laughed so hard, and that's because of our fun guest, Mr. Dylan Cucero. Cucero is very Italian. How do you say it? Cucero? Cucuraldo.
Said it was
sorry.
okay.
Take it over.
Hey guys, hello, how we doing? Welcome to my show. No, I'm just kidding. All right, what's up? So I'm here with
Bella Young.
and
Devin.
yeah, we're here.
So tell us, what do you do, Dylan? Go ahead
So-
and tell us again.
I sell clothes. I actually have a pop-up tomorrow, and I had a pop-up on Sunday in Del Rey, and I'm crushing it.
So for those who haven't seen the show last month, Dylan creates apparel. We're not going to say what the name actually is, but you could read it there. It's kind of blanked out. And go ahead really fast. Yep,
What's
there
up?
you go.
What's up? What's
What's
up?
up? So he has, I think you got shorts, you got socks.
Yeah, so I actually just made shorts for women, No,
Short
for real,
shorts.
they love them. Like
Short shorts.
Yeah, they're so cute. They're like to hear. And then I was trying to get people to model for them, but I just modeled for it and then I posted it. But then I kind of got some backlash, so I had to like delete it real quick, and then I got my friend to model. But yeah, a lot of people like those.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you're expanding like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's added a new line since
You
we
just
last
added,
spoke.
yeah, since the last you added a new line.
Yeah, I
besides
did
the
like
socks and the.
sweatpants shorts for the summer and like little like shorter shorts too.
That is excellent.
Thank you.
I'm just love that you're crushing it, like you always said. And we have Bella Young. Tell us, Bella, what do you do?
Hi, my name is Bella Young, and I'm a creative. I work for Broward College right now, and there I'm learning so much. I'm able to fixate on my skills and better myself for my passion, which is interviewing young creatives, actually. Right now, I have a passion with interviewing people from all work fields, and discussing with them what the importance of networking is, the importance of mental health, and how mental health has affected them, especially in the creative atmosphere. As an artist, we get a lot of backlash from the older generations, our parents, media, our own colleagues and friends. So that plays a big role in trying to pursue something that's really meaningful for you, doing meaningful work. So I wanted to touch base on that in my YouTube and shed light to everyone.
What does creative mean? What does that encompass?
That could be any field, whether it be you're an artist, painter-wise. I've interviewed a fantastic painter, even someone that does apparel. Like, that is a creative. I see that he works on his iPad, creating different designs. And what if his clothes don't sell? Like, how does that affect his mental health? Good thing he's crushing it, but
Yeah, no, she brought that up to me one time, and I didn't even take that into like consideration. She was like, "Oh, how's your mental?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And then she's like, "How do you feel when you don't sell something or stuff like that?" And I was like, "Oh my God, someone cares." But it was cool to kind of see that aspect that people like we think of that sometimes, and to see other people also can see, oh, you kind of feel whole. You know, you also, because when you like create so much and you're doing so much to yourself, you kind of feel like sometimes it's just you against everyone else, which is fine. But then it's also cool that like there's a human side to it as well.
You know, I kind of love that you brought that up because as a serial entrepreneur that I've been my whole life, yes, there are moments I feel like I'm going to lose it because it's not the 9-to-5 job. If I don't get up, if I don't do it, it doesn't get done, and the money is not coming unless I'm totally crushing it, like Dylan says. And there are moments that I do feel like that's it. I give up. And poor Nandine, who's just been working with me just for the last few months, have seen me just do 1 minute, I'm here, and the other minute, and it's like there's moments I'm this girl, and then there's moments I'm like, nobody call me, don't talk to me. I'm hibernating for 3-4 days. I can't talk to no one. And you're right, I never thought about it from that point of view. And oh my goodness, how much help do we need in that department for many of us? Because it does get stressful wondering, am I gonna make the money this month to pay these bills? And you know, and this is kind of why you guys still live with the parents at this age. And there's nothing wrong with that, believe me. I mean, we're Caribbean people, that's normal in our lives. Like it's here in the US, I guess it's a big deal to us. It's like, no one leaves. It's like 3-4 generations in one house.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. And definitely, we'd love to hear some more about the interviews you go into. And I just want to acknowledge Mr. Devin Anderson. Do you want to tell us who you are and what you do? Is the mic on?
Hello, everyone. My name is Devin Anderson, and yes, I'm not an entrepreneur as of yet, but at this present moment, I'm in the security field. So my source of information, really, even to the younger generation, is as far as those who are seeking employment instead of going on their own, some tips that I've noticed when I do process of hiring an interview and the younger generation that's coming in for jobs and they're not prepared for the questions that's going to come forth, or even to do a little homework about the person of the organization in which they're seeking employment. That's a big plus when you're being interviewed and asking questions. You need to ask back your interviewer questions about the company themselves, which you already might have known the answers to. So you create a dialogue during interviewing.
But don't you think this is part, again, this goes back to our education? Like, shouldn't this be a very, like, essential part of you're leaving school? You need to know how to attend an interview, what to answer, how to do resume. Like, that should be part of the education. Why is that not part of an education? And last time also, Dylan also brought it up. You know, we asked them, well, what do you think is missing in college right now? And it's the same thing, how to run a business, how to be an entrepreneur, how to deal with your finances, how to just live life. I mean, there's so much that happens. It's like we take these kids and we're like, go to college, and then college finish, and we go figure it out. And it's like, it makes no sense, right?
Correct. I totally agree with what you just said, Karina, because on both aspects, at some point you have to sell yourself or you sell your product. So you have to know how to market yourself as well as your product. And initially, your appearance says a lot about you before you even say one word out of your mouth. Because when I'm doing interviews and someone walk in, I'm looking them up and down before they even open their mouth to start speaking. And yes, these traits as far as how to properly conduct yourself through an interview can also be taught in schools. They could have curriculum where do mock drills. It's those who don't want to be entrepreneur but want to go in the corporate world. Because I'm also, I'm affiliated with the corporate security at a five diamond resort, which is top in the world. And the standards are set so high that a lot of interviewees don't make it through the first phase. And we're asking ourselves, why is this? They're coming through the door, but they're not prepared, and it's not for us to prepare them.
No, it's not for you to prepare them, but neither did school prepare them, because that's the whole point of school, to prepare them to go into the job market. We're coming from the industrial area, and here's where the real problem with education is, and oh my goodness, don't get me started. The real problem with education is that we're still stuck in the industrial area, where we're creating kids to be standing in a conveyor belt, make the Ford cars, and it was conveyor belt. That's all education is based on, and it's still based on that. And we have bypassed that. We've gone through the information age. We're in the internet age, and we're not teaching them this stuff, what they need to know now as in this information technology age that we're in. We're not conveyor kids. These are not conveyor kids at all. They're creative, like you said, they're entrepreneurs, they're self-thinkers, they'll figure it out. They'll go on Google, YouTube, whatever they have to do. They will figure it out. They'll say, yes, I'll figure it out, whether they know it or not. And you gotta love that kind of passion. You gotta love that they are willing to put themselves out there. The thing is, what can we do to support them? Go ahead, Karina.
Excuse me, are we talking about high school or are we talking about college?
It doesn't matter, any school.
I happen to disagree, because I did get my bachelor's at UCF, and they actually had a lot of mock interviews, and they had us do more. They had opportunities for us to critique our resumes. They had opportunities to do mock interviews, which was big because I had 3 classes. I was fortunate for my major. I graduated with a bachelor's in science, industrial organizational psychology, which is all about interviewing, HR, like how to present yourself, how to walk into a building and do your little elevator pitch, who you are. Here, it's been a while since I did an elevator pitch, so saying who I was like, whoa, I'm back to college, but it's as much as it's important to learn it, it's important to practice it. Everyone can teach you. You can learn on a YouTube video, but not until you go out there, do a couple of interviews. You won't. School can only do so much. It's what you take out of it that gets you somewhere.
In general, but Hassan mentioned the last time that you were here, you mentioned that you did a degree in finance. But for those who didn't do a degree in finance, for someone who did not do a degree in marketing, you understand? So even though whatever degree you do, you still have to sell yourself, like Devin said, you still have to sell yourself to get a job, to whatever you do.
Well,
Me sitting here, I got to sell myself to be here, to have my viewers watch me. We're constantly selling.
Yeah, I do believe they should talk about it more in high school, but as soon as you get to college, you take a course called SLS. I know they offer it at UCF, they offer it at Broward College, and it is to improve your resume and get yourself out there, understand that there are opportunities, whether they be clubs, internships, or jobs. So it's just what those students take out of it.
Right. So I'm going to jump back to like Dylan and Sergio and did you finish college? Because no, not everybody wants to go to college. So what happened to you understand? So it's either do we start younger, do we start in high school preparing them? Because we're at this point where college is this really touchy place now because these kids, you find everything online. So how do we do that, Sergio? You want to put your 2 words in there?
No, yeah. I definitely see what you're saying, Bella. Like, if you do go into like a field that you would have those type of classes, then yeah, you might learn something about it. Or like, as a business degree, you might learn something about finances. But not everybody learns that stuff. So I do think, yeah, I think they should start earlier, because there's a lot of classes that we do take in high school that maybe we might not need.
Really true.
No, which strategy to college success? That makes no sense. No, with the interview thing, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I just went to random interviews. I didn't even want the job, but just to like kind of like interview myself and see what the people. And I would mess with the people. They'd be like, "You're hired." I was like, "Yo, I don't even want it." That was cool. It happened at a couple restaurants. They were like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And I was like, "Not working here." And I would just dip. But yeah, no, interviewing's fun. Like I feel like if you're just confident with yourself, you can do whatever you want. Like blind confidence, that's all you need. And then with the questions, the one thing that sticks out the most that I've done is when they're like, "Do you have any questions for me?" I was like, "What can I improve on, or what am I lacking?" And then they hit you with that, and then they're like, "Oh my God, he wants to get better. He wants to self-improve." So yeah, I just feel like little stuff like that people normally don't ask. You gotta, get yourself out there. This is off topic, but would you hire me for security?
Well, I would have to sit you down and see questions that I have.
Okay.
And you just gave the clue of your approach. But I would
All right, so that doesn't work no more. So
I just love
so
it. I love
there's
it.
no surprise no more. But you then just had an interview for Sephora. Would you like to share that with us?
Yes. She was asking me questions like, what are my strengths? What are my disadvantages?
And what did you say? What did you say were your weaknesses?
I said math and if I don't have a schedule, I'll go crazy. I always have to be structured. Always have to have something to do.
Right.
Which both points. I mean, first of all, math. You don't need math for makeup.
Yeah.
And then not being able to have your own schedule, I think that would be a positive for you in that workplace because they would provide a schedule for you.
Yeah.
And they would welcome somebody who wants that schedule. So, well done.
Is there going to be any ongoing training with them once you go to work with them?
She did say that if I do get picked, there will be a second interview for more further seeing, I guess.
So they're going to interview you a second time?
Yeah, if I make it past the first step.
Okay.
Past the first step.
Okay, so you're still in the interview phase.
Yes.
Are you feeling you'd be more comfortable in the second phase?
Yes.
Oh, good. Or else we'd have to hook you up with Mr. Dillon back
Yes,
there.
absolutely.
Use the word adaptive. They love that.
What word?
Adaptive. Be like, I'm very adaptive to certain things. And then you're like,
Actually, I did learn that a lot of keywords are important in any job. You have to research your job before you go. Use their quote unquote models or what is it? Their mission statement.
Mission statement.
Yeah, and incorporate that in your interview. That's how you get it.
There you go.
Research.
Research,
Yeah,
research.
See
at the
again
end.
the benefits of
What?
having the
I
internet.
didn't hear you.
Not as smart. I was just saying that's smart.
That's
really-
fair. Well, it is. Everything is, it's like Google. You got to find the keywords to find, to get the algorithm
Tell
to
them
become
exactly what they want to hear.
to tell them what they want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, going back to school though, some people are not built, especially the older generation, to just go out there and be proactive and research, go on YouTube, figure out what they need to do. So school can be beneficial for people like me. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and having that structure like you needed was good for me because I needed structure. I needed to kind of have like, oh, I need to do this assignment, I need to read this chapter, because it kept me focused and it helped me maintain that discipline in my life right now to have a structure.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good point, because I found when a lot of people graduate high school and they're not in school anymore, they just all willy-nilly. They don't have that structure like you said. So that's actually a really good point.
That's a very good point. And we do need structure. You have to, because if not, you wake up every day and you have what am I going to do? And then you wonder why you're not moving forward. But that's because you don't have a system in place. We all need a system in place.
It's crazy because once you graduate high school, they literally just throw you in the world and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Which is what Karina was saying.
That's
yes.
the point I'm making. So, lucky for you guys, somewhere back there, you probably already started a lot of what you're doing while you were still in school, because you now have podcast and YouTube and all of this influencer chit chat and I don't know, all of this stuff you guys still using, but you guys still already got started with something, whatever that something was. So Nick, you mentioned you have a podcast. What's your podcast about?
We really just bring in friends of ours, different interests. Some own businesses. Some, one person we brought on was a political organizer himself. And really just kind of pick everyone's brain. It can be all over the place in terms of like topics we're covering.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like it's really just to like bring different ideas, opinions, whatever I'm thinking or Dylan's thinking. Like it's really just to like say what we want to say and bring people in to talk about what they do.
Okay, so now let's take this now into you're doing what you're doing now. Are you guys seeing this at some point of turning this into an actual small business venture? And if that's the deal, what does that look like for you?
It better. I'm too far. I'm deep in this game.
Yeah, I was
with,
about
like,
to
the
say.
clothing thing. Like it has to happen. If it doesn't, I'm gonna cry. But it's pretty good. No, I'm very like structural. Like with like the money I make, like I just write it all down. So it's doing good. Like profiting. So it's kind of like I'm taking my time with it. So there's been a couple people that say, "Oh, we want you in stores. We want this." And I'm like, not yet. Let me do it at my speed. So it's just as long as I can keep up with it, it's good. And I see that I'm able to take back like days and days off like my regular job. So I'm just kind of fading away. Not yet. I still need it. Don't cut my hours yet. But I'm just fading away till I can do this full time.
Okay, so you do see it. You want to turn this into your own brand, your own
Yeah.
manufacturing, and turn that into something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Me?
yes.
So with my YouTube, I actually document not just the interviews, but also my lifestyle. I do model, so there's one avenue. I also do photography. I'll record me doing photo shoots. So it's kind of like my platform of just who I am as an individual. I have so many different creative aspects to myself. And whatever takes off, like I hope they all take off in a manner that I can bounce around, be a freelancer on all my things.
All right. But my question is, can you see the potential of turning it into an actual small business venture?
Yeah, I can see myself having my own studio where I can have a space for my interviews and a space that it's all in one area, and a space for my photo shoots. Like I see that in my future, having that business, as well as turning those interviews into blog posts and then hopefully turning it into a book, talking about
Right.
mental health and actually using the quotes from the videos that are on my YouTube and create a book.
That's
so,
huge.
So that's actually what I did. I used my podcast to create my first book, From College to COVID, 24 Lessons Learned During the Lockdown. So that was 5 lessons that I learned going from college to COVID, started my entrepreneurial journey. Then I used 19 lessons from my podcast guests to make 24. So that's a really good idea.
You just gave me the chills. That's literally like, that's
Such a good
it.
title.
Appreciate it, bro. The second one's on the way.
That's it. It's like everything has to intertwine for me. Like
Yes.
everything I do is with a purpose. So if I do a photo shoot, then who am I doing this photo shoot of, and what am I trying to get out of it, in a sense? Like, it's making me happy, but also it's building my portfolio.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. So we're gonna have Hassan ask a question as far as what are you doing with your finances? What are you doing with investing? Have you thought about that, and what does that look like for you? And if there's maybe a tip, you can tell them where to get started.
For sure, for sure. So I think one thing that is important that you said, Dylan, right?
Yeah.
It was something very important that you said was that you still have your 9-to-5 job, but you have your side hustle about to turn into your main hustle still going. Is that the same for you, Bella?
Yeah, like I said, I work for the college, so it's online. I'm able to edit my videos as well as do my emails and everything I need to do. So I want to keep that balance. Plus, my job allows me to take classes to better myself in the career I want to be in.
Yeah, I think that's so important, especially for all the young entrepreneurs listening. Until your job can fully sustain you, until your business can fully sustain you, I would definitely recommend working at 9 to 5, and then from 6 to 12 doing your side hustle or whatever business that may be. 100%.
No, I feel that. The only problem that I think I have is sometimes like I'll be like working like for the clothing thing like all day, and I'll go to work and I'm like a server, and someone's like, I want a glass of water, and I'm like, get it yourself.
Where do you work?
I can't tell you.
Oh.
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after.
Oh my
But,
goodness.
Confidentially. Like being in that mindset, because I'm like, yeah, I just like crushed it for 12 hours doing this. I got a clock, and I'm like, psh.
So is it because you're tired?
No, I'm not tired.
Or are
It's
you
just-
getting a little bit overconfident
I'm
there?
too overconfident right now. I'm crushing. People are like, I love your clothes, and I'm like, and then these people are like, yeah, I want to order something. I was like, you don't know me.
So do y'all invest? What do y'all investments look like if y'all do? Talk
So
about
right
that.
now, I'm reinvesting everything back in the company.
Makes
But
sense.
so Nick does real estate. That's my roommate, and
Uh-huh.
we also have like a friend. So we kind of know like he has an Airbnb company that
Okay.
we're gonna start soon, and then it's just literally like duplexes, like all that stuff. We kind of know, have a little house in the back and rent out the big house and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is this, you're making the money. Are you putting anything aside to start building your wealth?
Yeah.
That's the question, yeah.
Yeah. So you, 50% goes back in the company, then 25% goes to me, and then the other 25% goes to investment.
Nice.
And that's
Very good.
genius. That's genius.
Is
That
everyone-
real estate is where it's at. That's what I want to do. I want to run up my speaking business, run it up with the books, getting them into high schools and colleges, and I'm taking that money and putting it into real estate.
Yeah.
Because for us creatives, like, we really depend on the audience. And if the audience one day, I don't like you anymore, and like somebody else, then like, what are we
Yep.
gonna do? So I feel like that real estate, stock investing, and then having an emergency fund for something to fall back on just in case, because you never really know when an emergency is gonna happen, but you do know when it's gonna happen sometime. So having that to fall back on is huge.
Does everyone here have started their investments already? Karina? Yes? No?
No, I just save money. Save
Okay.
money.
So we're going to have a little chat. You're going to have to chat with her so we don't put money in the banks because they don't make any money, but where you can
Yeah,
put it.
I don't keep
so
my
your
money in the
can
bank.
make, even if you put $25.
Yeah,
You
setting up
just have to start.
automatically.
You just have to get that muscle going. That okay, I'm going to put this aside. It doesn't exist. And again, you guys are young. You know what $25 a week does in 10, 20 years? You don't even understand. It's amazing. Again, the stuff that you guys have that we didn't have is interesting.
What platforms do you recommend?
Fundrise. I know you know about Fundrise, Nick. No? Fundrise?
I'm honestly, I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay, so it's a
Fundrise?
real estate investing platform, and you can invest into real estate called REITs.
Okay,
Familiar with REITs?
Yeah. Okay, so
Is
that's
this-
the one
is
where
this
you
like a
do
joint?
like fractional shares into these
this
like
fractional?
properties. Okay, yeah. I know,
That's
what,
a
I know
great
what
idea.
you're talking
We
about.
talked about ETFs last time, which is basically a group of investments, a group of stocks. It's really the same thing, but with real estate. So it's REIT.
I like that.
REITs.
That's a good
So
idea.
you're able to avoid the fixing and flipping of doing real estate, the wholesaling, all the manual stuff. You can just invest into this property, into multiple groups of properties through Fundrise. So that's what I use. I also invest through M1 Finance. I used to invest with Schwab, but M1 Finance is more mobile friendly. So I think that would work better for us.
Bro, when I started M1 Finance, I was so confused. I was like, "What is this?" But it's like for like dividends and everything.
So
Yeah,
so
stock
it's like
investments,
all of
dividends.
us it's like all of us putting money, and we're kind of owning this building together. And when they sell, we just get our profits back. Is that how that works?
Yeah, so just continuously investing, and then your money's appreciating over time from the value that they're giving back. Because REITs are required to give dividends, which is
Yeah.
lit.
Dividends
Like
is
they
always
have
good.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 90% of their profit has to be dividends,
What?
or revenue made has to be dividends.
Okay.
Mhm.
As whether they make profit.
Oh, it's real estate. They're gonna make profit.
It's always gonna be
It's a lot
real
of
estate is
conservative
always gonna.
investments, right?
Residential properties, commercial properties. Fundrise does really well. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
With Fundrise, is there a minimum amount that you have to invest into each fractional share? Like usually it's like $1,000 or $2,000.
Yeah, the minimum is 500. I
Okay.
did see a lot on the other platforms. It is like 1,000, but
Yeah.
good thing with Fundrise, it's about 500.
And this
Okay.
is dividends. This pays dividends out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to look
Yeah,
into
they have
that.
to. They're required to pay dividends. So I think that's
Oh,
a huge
good.
move.
So
And then
that's
also a Roth
so,
IRA.
so
is
that
something
dividend also is more put aside and rebuilt on something
Yes.
else and keep building
Just like my man Dylan is reinvesting back into the business, reinvest your dividends back into
back
that stock.
into the
so it
stock.
could just keep growing and growing.
Nice. You guys are gonna be millionaires. Oh my goodness, multi-millionaires.
I was about to say, yo, $1 million ain't getting you anything.
I just said
Yeah,
that
yeah,
at the
yeah.
beginning.
More money than
You
that.
guys gotta be multi-millionaires / almost billionaires.
But
I'm
one
gonna-
thing that I'm seeing, Karina, here is that the cooperation and collaboration that could go on between you guys, because as a creative, everybody needs you. Okay? Investments, financial literacy, everybody needs you. You know, so
Real
yes,
estate.
you are solo entrepreneurs, but think broader. Think about how you support each other. You know, in sharing information, sharing expertise, sharing wisdom.
That's why I talk about networking in my YouTube, because like I can learn a lot from you, and I would love to
Same
interview
here.
you one day.
Yeah.
So soon.
That is exactly what I
Yeah.
was
And
thinking.
he-
You would make
Right.
a perfect guest.
And
for
he
Hassan.
has.
And
He also has his podcast.
Platforms.
Yeah, same
Because-
here. It's co-elevation. That's what I like to call it.
Right. So
Yeah.
I was
What's your podcast called?
right.
It's called FYI Fly, and what it stands for is for your information, financial literacy, and investing. So a little wordplay on the word fly.
I like that. Ours is called Beta Boys. It's not like as cool, but
Hey, I like it though. I like it.
I'm
Yes,
just
so-
under Bella Young
This is-
because I'm my own brand.
Bella Young. We love that name. So yes, I was on your podcast, and we had a fun conversation then. And actually, we're going to take a little small break really fast so we can we're kind of coming really fast to the end of the show, and it's so much fun. So let's go ahead and have a little commercial, and we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Karina Felix, publisher and editor of Meta Lifestyle Magazine, the source for enhancing and transforming lifestyles. And today, I have a special offer just for you. Go to my website, metalifestylemagazine.com/subscription, and get your free edition today. You are watching the Meta Lifestyle Magazine show, the source for enhancing, impacting, and transforming lifestyles, with your host, Karina Felix. We invite you to become a Meta Lifestyle Society member and enjoy the additional perks we offer. And so we're at the top of the hour, and I'm going to go and let every one of my guests say one little shout out to our guests and audience that listen today, and just something positive for them to take home with them. Go ahead, Hassan.
All right, so thank y'all for listening here today. I want to leave y'all with something that has come up a lot of times in my interview, is just trial and error. Try a lot of different things, young or old, I don't care how old you are. Try a lot of different things, and what works, double down on that, and what doesn't, don't ever do it again. That's what I want to leave y'all with. Check out my podcast, FYI Fly, on all streaming platforms, coming back in April for Financial Literacy Month. And I'm also dropping my second book, From College to COVID to Recession. Thank you so much, Karina.
Thank you, Hassan.
I do strongly agree with you, and I think that, you know, you just got to go out there and just get the experience and live your life And
As best as you can, right?
yeah,
Go,
mean-
Karina.
But yeah, you just gotta go out there in life, experience it, live life to the fullest. But yeah, I'm always looking for people to do makeup on. My Instagram is glammed_by_Reina. So yeah, just follow me.
Will do.
Yeah. So my Instagram is cafe_Nick. Follow me if you want help with real estate, whatever else. Come on the podcast, reach out. We'll get you going. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say Dylan had a lot of positive as far as his approach to business. And one thing I would say to you, like gentleman has said earlier, keep your 9 to 5, let it work, because that's coming in while you're working at your dream. And don't be afraid to fail. It's going to happen. So think positive, follow your gut instinct, and just go for it.
That was beautiful. Yo, just do something nice for someone random a day. That's all you gotta do. Put good energy out there, good energy will come back in.
Random act of kindness.
Random act of kindness. Love that.
And also be kind to yourself, especially when you're going through the process and failing. Negative self-talk will be your downfall. Also, follow me on Instagram, BellaYoung31, and my YouTube and multiple platforms under Bella Young.
Thank
Oh,
you
yeah, buy my
guys. You have been
clothes.
amazing.
I will make sure I get all that information, and I will post it on my channel. So just so you know, every show can be found under metalifestylemagazine.com. You could find all the issues there, all my past issues. You could find all the past TV shows, and I will definitely add all of this information under YouTube, so you can reach out and support these young entrepreneurs that are doing amazing stuff. And I'm so excited. And like we were talking earlier, we have put together the Meta Lifestyle Society, which is a community to bring entrepreneurs together and use each other's sources where you need it. Wherever you are weak on something, don't kill yourself running after that something. Find someone that does that. If social marketing is not your thing, find someone that does that. Finance is not your thing, find someone that does that. But together, we can uplift each other and be that change. Because like you said, as we talked earlier, we don't have anymore the corporate world and striking. We're kind of on our own. But as small business owners, we all know that we have to work together to
Stronger
make
together,
this
have to
work.
collaborate and cooperate.
Right. So this really is becoming a passion of mine, and it's something I've been seeing forever. And we talked about it. The time of competition is over. We don't live in that time anymore. We now live in a place of collaboration and cooperation and using each other's sources, kind of what a real community stands for. Back in the days, in a small community, we had, I think I got 3 more minutes, guys, so hang on 2 seconds there for me. In the community, you had the person that supplied the milk, and the one that supplies the cheese, and the one that supplies the meat, and that went on and on and on. So we need to go back to that format of whatever your expertise is, let's bring it together. Brina, you're gonna need marketing, and you're gonna need finance, and you're gonna need people to see you. You need, I'm sorry, your name miss again, Bella. You're gonna need Bella to interview you so people know who you are and what you do. Again, once we've done all of this, then you gotta put yourself, like I said, in front of the camera. People are not gonna know you until you step out there. And that's where the marketing, the publicity, the joint working together, promoting each other, going on each other podcast, this is how this starts to blend together. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you all for showing up today. It was quite an informative show today, and I wish you guys well and look forward to seeing you next week. Mwah.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.
Each week, our guests have a free gift or giveaway for you in appreciation for tuning into our broadcast. Claim your gift at metalifestylemagazine.com/ gifts. Thank you for watching the Meta Lifestyle Magazine show, the source for enhancing, impacting, and transforming lifestyles.
Miss Karina's a big dreamer, a metaphysician on a mission of inspiration and transformation, which led her to this manifestation. Miss Aruba, Island Queen, Meta Lifestyle Magazine.